Hi guys, welcome to another video. If you're seeing this face for the very first time, welcome to my channel. If you're not, welcome back. So for today's video, I will be talking to you guys about how to get a part-time job in Canada. Yes, that thumbnail is not a clickbait. Yes, it did happen, and you guys are going to hear the story at the very end. All right. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Patrice, and on this channel I focus on lifestyle videos. So whatever I'm doing, I'm videoing. Right now, my biggest journey is to be an international student in Canada, and I'm just sharing some tips and tricks and my journey with you guys. So if you guys want to know more about stuff like that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon close to it so you guys can be notified whenever I post a new video. So let's get on with the video, guys. Alright, yes guys. So for today's video, I'm just going to mention 4 points about how you can get your part-time job as an international student in Canada. Alright, step one, the first thing you want to do is to be proactive. In everything Canadian international student related, this is your guide. This is Bible. Proactive. Alright, so you have to be proactive and you have to start thinking about things that you're going to do this month from 2 or 3 months ago. Okay. Alright, so one of the major things I'll tell you guys to do is to create a LinkedIn profile. If you don't have one, create one. If you have one, update it. Change out your picture if you need to. Update everything about your life, so your education, your work experience, update it and get it all refreshed. Right? If you don't have an Indeed profile, you can create one also. And which other job platforms that you guys want to use? I know there's Glassdoor and some other ones. I just only use Indeed and LinkedIn right now to get my part-time job. So that's step one. Be proactive. Start planning from way ahead. For my case, I came in December, and I think I started sending out or testing the waters from about October, November-ish. So yeah. And in the process, you can also tell them if it is that you land an interview and it's at a time that's inconvenient to you, you can tell them, you can let them know, hey, you know, I land in the country in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and you can see if it works for them. But don't wait until you are here to say, oh, I'm going to look a job. Be proactive. Okay? All right, guys. So for the second point, it's not to be too picky. I know. I get it. You've heard tons and tons of things of, oh, when you go up to a country, especially if it's a first world country, you are going to be working at McDonald's, you're going to be working at Tim Hortons, you're going to be working at Walmart. You may or may not. I know of cases where persons get managerial or supervisor jobs in a short period of time. So you may or may not. Who knows? But I'll tell you not to be too picky. If you are going to want what I did, which is to get a job in 2 days, I wasn't so picky. Anything me catch, me take it. And I'm coming from my home country where I was a supervisor, or I was in supervisor or middle management position, but that never mattered to me. I mean, if you're an international student, you already have invested so much in your education, so much in yourself, so much money, and you want some of that back. You want something to basically pay the rent, get you your grocery, just to live off. So if you are not that picky, this could be you. All right, so step three is all about location. All right, so step 3, you have to be cognizant, and I'm going to do a video, probably 2 videos, on how important location is as an international student, but I'm just going to mention it here, and I'm going to say, as an international student, you have to be mindful that if you're located in a city that is populated / overpopulated, then you're gonna have some issues. I can just sideline real quickly and say, when I was looking at job, where I'm currently located is a university hub. So most of you guys know I'm in Waterloo, Ontario, and I'm close to the University of Waterloo. I'm close to the University of, I think it's Wilfred Laurel, and I'm obviously close to my college, which has about 3 different campuses, which is Conestoga College. So you guys have to be mindful that you're somewhere, and that was a concern of mine. That was a big concern of mine. Am I going to get jobs? Are jobs going to be available? Because there's so many students that are going to be there. But jobs were available. I got it. I got it. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of your location, and that can help you in landing a job in 2 days. All right, tip 4 is my final tip, and that is just it's kind of contradicting what I said earlier, what this video is about, and it's that you may not get a job in 2 days. So you may, as I mentioned before, you may take a week to get the job. You may take a month. You may take weeks. Hopefully you don't take months, but it may not be in 2 days, and you have to be open to the fact and prepared financially for the fact that you may not get a job as quickly as I did or as somebody else did. Everyone's journey is different, and that's why I created sidelining. That's why I created this platform, to share my journey with you guys, so you can know, okay, it's possible for it to be like this, but it doesn't have to be like this. So if I went through a hard time, it doesn't mean that you have to. If I went through, a smooth time, it doesn't mean that you have to either. So that's my final tip. So let's go over all the tips right here. So tip 1 is for you to be proactive, create a LinkedIn profile and all that way before the time. Tip 2 is for you to be not too picky on the jobs that you're going to get. Anything, you should be good with getting anything that's legal. Tip 3 is the location. Location is very important in you getting the job. You don't want to be somewhere where it's too populated and you're going to have a hard time getting a job. And tip 4 is to be mindful that it may or may not take some time. So you have to be financially prepared for either one. And the final thing I'm going to share with you guys is my actual getting the job story, right? Pat, you just start talking and tell how you get yours. So yeah, so as I mentioned to you guys before, I started searching or trying to find a job from about October-ish, November, and I came in the country in December. So I sent out my resume. I actually did about, I think, 1 or 2 other interviews that, based on the location of the place or other factors, it was not fitting for me. But when I got the email from this place, I said to them, hey, they wanted the interview, I think, the day before I came, and I said, hey, I'm not going to be there at that time, but 2 to 3 days after, I can do the interview with you guys. And they were like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. So I booked to do the interview for that time. When I came to the country, I settled down. Disclaimer is that I did not need to quarantine because I was fine. I had tested negative for COVID, and at the time there was no need to quarantine if you tested negative. Just a disclaimer. So I came, I went out, and I went for the interview. It's pretty standard. It was, to me, it wasn't even really an interview. To me, it was just him telling me what the job entails and then asking me if I was interested in it. It is a part-time and it is in food service. I'm not going to give too much details, but it is part-time and it is in food service, which I think is good experience for me, considering that I am doing a postgraduate certification in the food industry. So kind of goes hand in hand, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, and basically when I left it, he said, he has some more interviews to do, and he'll contact me. And he did later that day or the other day, I don't remember when it was, but he contacted me to say, hey, this is when I would expect you to start. This is how you can get your uniform, XYZ 1, 2, 3, and I got the job. So yeah. So that is my story on getting a part-time job as an international student. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was very informative, and just look out for more videos to come. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you guys. Bye.